Hello everybody, welcome to the Fanatics of Film, and my name is Ben here, and I am at the real Jedi Temple, the original design that George Lucas had for the original first Jedi Temple. And so once again, this is just my opinion and my speculation here, and I know, I just think everybody thinks that Disney is hip to the situation, but I think that there's definitely, for them to allow this to happen, there's definitely some disconnect. There's definitely disconnect between all of that and the fans and everything. And so once again, I really think they're only looking at the numbers with the Rian Johnson trilogy. Not since the arrival of this is another article on Digital Spy by Matt Chapman here. Not since the arrival of Jar Jar Binks has so much venom been associated with Star Wars, and we know how unfair that was. It's safe to say some corners of the fandom were unhappy at how Star Wars: The Last Jedi turned out. Even the prequels didn't have fans petitioning for the movies to be removed from canon and remade. Solo: A Star Wars Story didn't help matters. While early reports suggested it would lose Disney a lot of money, it has since limped close to $400 million, the $400 million mark at the worldwide box office. That makes it far from a bomb in general movie terms, but a major underperformer when compared with Rogue One's $1.06 billion. Has the franchise finally jumped one of those mega sharks that lives underwater in Naboo? Not quite. Even though The Last Jedi was released, the studio announced that it had signed up its director Rian Johnson to create a brand new trilogy of films. That Disney streaming service will also be your go-to place to watch the Star Wars TV series. With plenty of life in the old bantha yet, here is everything you need to know about Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy. Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy director this one is nailed on. So yeah, once again, this was September 12th. And I know that these are just things that, journalists are saying, but I really strongly believe this. I believe that they just look at The Last Jedi and say, it made money. And that's really the disconnect with Lucasfilm, and they're just going to have to learn. They're going to have to learn the hard way. How do you know Rian Johnson still wants to be a Star Wars director? He's deleted 20,000 tweets to avoid the situation James Gunn found himself in. Johnson also had been put off by the kerfuffle over The Last Jedi or the so-called failings of Solo: A Star Wars Story. If anything, he's enthused to bring a new trilogy to the screen and won't be swayed by the hardcore fans. I feel like every Star Wars thing that ever gets made has a big, loud response because Star Wars fans are passionate, and that's what makes them awesome, Johnson has argued. If you're really telling a story you care about and having it come from your heart, it's just not possible to be intellectually processing what everyone else wants, and nor would it be a good thing, a healthy thing. I don't think that's a good way to tell a story. Yeah, it's unfortunate that you feel, that's fine. You want to be an artist, and that's fine. But the problem is that you're dipping into someone else's art. Okay? That's the problem. You're dipping into someone else's painting and throwing crap at it. Lucasfilm clearly hasn't lost faith in its Jedi Master, and the director has confirmed to a fan on Twitter that he's still actively at work on this new Star Wars movies. And he is working on other stuff too, so Force Awakens left many of us with big questions, and two of the biggest were who are Rey's parents and who the hell is Supreme Leader Snoke. Then The Last Jedi happened, and it turned out none of the fan mania around those questions actually mattered. Because according to reports, the new saga will be set in a corner of the galaxy that Star Wars lore has never explored. So Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy cast and characters. What? No Skywalkers? That's right, Lucasfilm is giving Johnson a blank canvas to work from, using everything we know about Star Wars universe to paint the most exciting picture he can. We hope it'll be the refreshing change the franchise needs. So the true for refreshing change would just be to like just blow up all these movies, from nuke them from orbit. And how about making the baddie a girl for once, Sophia? Okay, gosh, yeah. I mean, I would like to see a female Sith Lord. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Ahsoka turn to the dark side. At this point, I'm down for anything. Is there a script yet in Rian Johnson's trilogy production, with one movie still to drop in the current Star Wars trilogy? As J.J. Abrams brings us Star Wars Episode 9, there's no movement yet on Johnson's new trilogy of movies. Of course, because he's working on something else. He's working on another movie. Dog Sidious has a video about it. I'll link that, or shout out to Dog Sidious. Rian Johnson's Star Wars release date. It's hugely exciting to see fresh story being told in the Star Wars universe, especially as Disney had previously hoped to release a movie in this franchise every year, mixing spin-offs with trilogy films. If you had made them good, Disney, then they would all be making $1 billion. If you sat down and had a plan with someone and got Kevin Feige in there or someone, then it would have been good. Disney supposedly has earned back the $4 billion it spent acquiring Lucasfilm, thanks to a steady run of films: The Force Awakens in 2015, Rogue One in 2016, The Last Jedi in 2017, Solo in 2018, and Episode 9 in 2019. While that flow may be changed, I beg to differ. I think that they still haven't even made their money back, because there's a lot of expense in all of that. While that flow may be changed following the reaction to Solo: A Star Wars Story, we'd expect to see Johnson's first film in New Star Wars trilogy have a 2021 release date. I just think it's funny that he has no idea what he's done. He just pretends to think that it's good. And, you know, that's fine if you want to think that it's good, but try getting other people's opinions for once. You know? I mean, what the hell? Try looking at other, instead of just, you know, being in your own tunnel vision of trying to just go opposite from everybody else's thought process. Instead of, I mean, they should have just started with his trilogy and not have him touch Episode 8. Like, he doesn't know how to play in someone else's story. He doesn't know how to do that. He wants to do his own thing, and that's it. It's just awful. Anyway, what do you guys think? Think we're gonna even get an Obi-Wan movie? I doubt it. And it's actually probably better. It's a shame that it won't happen, but they'd probably screw it up anyway. So They just don't get it. They just don't get it. They don't get that we take pride in our masculinity. We take pride in the masculinity of Star Wars. We take pride in these things that we grew up on. These were big parts of our lives as we grew up. They were important aspects of our lives. Important heroes in our lives. Important greatness that we could always grab onto and always love and be a part of and feel emotional about and feel and really care about. And he took that and took a dump on it. And the second that you actually realize that, Lucasfilm, is the second that you will take a step into a larger world